Greetings to students of KCG College of Technology. Here at KCG Tech, we believe that every student has got a unique story and everyone has a different way of seeing the world. We, your English teachers, felt that it is now the time to listen to them. We decided to step out of the classroom and ask you a few questions and also listen to the extraordinary thoughts. Come on, let us listen to the interview conducted by my colleague, Ms. Priya, with Brilliant Minds.
Hello, I'm Priya, Assistant Professor, Department of English, and I have with me here today Atif from the Department of AIML, Arpana from the Department of FT, and Jolene from the Department of FT. And we're here to share our views about a lot of things that's happening around us. Okay, so the first one would be a topic that's really close to all of us. It's about the space that we all share, and it's about environment, and to be specific, it's about uh, civic sense. Okay, so when we move around the city, to be specific, whether it be the Besant Nagar beach or the Marina beach, the second largest beach in the world, it's not a very pleasing sight. Okay, and over a period of time, we find that it's getting uglier. Okay, so I would like to know your thoughts, your views about the changing scenario in our city, and how are we going to, help our planet, or that's on a bigger level, but how are we going to help our small city, become a better place? I mean, what are your views, Atif?
I believe cleanliness, for our generation, or not just for general citizens of India, cleanliness is just a sentiment. When someone comes up and talks about cleanliness, they're like, yes, yes, our country has to be very clean. We have to be, the Swachh Bharat and all that. Everyone preaches about it. But when the cameras are off, behind the scenes,
Exactly.
people just live their lives. They use a piece of paper, toss it off. They eat something, they throw it out the window. So I believe cleanliness is not, practiced as much deeply as it's preached. What do you think, Arpana?
Well, for me, I think what ma'am mentioned about the beaches, one thing that we could appreciate the government for is the transformation of a particular side of Marina Beach where they took the initiative to clean the spaces, bring in cabanas and make it a user-friendly space. But then again, I think it depends on the homes too, how your parents tell you that you should litter the house. So it all starts from the house and how you are raised in a way, and implementing that what you learn from your house outside. I think that matters. I think another good thing would be surrounded by peers who also want to get involved in cleanliness.
Jolene, what do you think? You think, teaching about hygiene, teaching about cleanliness at home would help a child keep the space around,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it will really help. And even seeing elders do it, I think that will like make an impression on them that they should be doing it as well. Seeing your friends do it, you could be an example to your friends as well by doing it. That will like give everyone an interest.
So as Arpana added that, the government changed the Marina Beach and all that, added the, going to Marina Beach is like going to Goa now. So all those changes are great, but I believe if more changes, stricter rules are implied, I believe cleanliness would be something more achievable. For example, in Singapore and Malaysia, you see, you are fined heavily for littering
Right.
the place. Throwing newspapers, or eating banana and throwing the peel off. For this, you find heavy amounts.
So yeah, I think one of the good examples that we can use is Japan. I'm sure all of us have seen reels on kindergarten students, cleaning their own dishes after lunch and picking up the litter that was spilled and all that. So I think learning from a small age would really be helpful. So I think the government can, help implement it in schools from a very young age, because a lot of things. I think even psychologically, things that we do from our childhood, sticks with us as we grow up. So I think we can implement that when we are young, and then we can
So
go
that's going
forward
to
from that.
help us change our mindset,
Yes,
yeah, and
definitely.
approach towards cleanliness.
Definitely.
Like for example, a few years ago, there weren't much riders wearing helmets.
Right.
Drink and driving was, a lot. The cases
Yeah.
were too high. Now, when rules have become more strict, when fines have become much greater, everyone is wearing helmet.
Exactly.
Everyone is, not drinking and driving. Unlicensed drivers are not taking their vehicles out. So when we instill that fear among people that
Okay.
if you do this, you are going to pay for it.
Okay.
So that automatically makes them not to do that thing. So if
Okay.
we bring that same curriculum or if we bring that same system into cleanliness or into environmental safety, I believe
Okay.
a step towards cleanliness would be achievable.
Well, so a lot to do with the government and also to do with the citizens.
Yeah, a
isn't
mutual
it?
connection. I
Yeah,
believe.
it's
A
it's
balance, you
it's a
could say, yeah.
responsibility of the both. So, now we spoke about the government's responsibility,
yeah.
but how many of us are aware of the political, happenings in our country? For us, for example, the youngsters, we are so hooked to the media, but how many of us watch reels related to politics?
Yeah.
I mean, how far can the government reach? How do we know about the government, the changes made in the government? I mean,
Well, you see, there's this stereotype now that youngsters are not much involved into politics.
that's what
Yeah.
I too feel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I believe that's a fact, not a stereotype. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because youngsters, or not youngsters, our generation is a generation which focuses towards change. They they follow people with whom they connect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our generation believes that okay, politics is a lie. No, we shouldn't believe that. They don't make much change, and that is the reason our generation or we follow people who are way more influential, who are not politicians, who are not having any political background, yet their influence, we follow them. We have a
Okay.
personal connect with them, and
Okay.
that is one main reason. Our generation focuses more on influential people,
Okay.
more on people who bring change, actual change to the society, rather than
Okay.
politicians who go on big, stages and big share big words.
Okay. So you believe that the government does not have much, impact on the mind of a youngster,
I
or
believe bring the right people and you'll bring the right impact.
but how do we choose the right people unless you're aware of the right people?
It's true because we're influenced by social media, and I wouldn't say we aren't totally aware of what's going on because there's a lot of things that show up on social media. It depends on the viewer
Yeah.
on whether to determine if it's right or wrong, and it's good to be aware of what's going on, but to see the corrupt things that are going on in the world, we wouldn't want to have our minds fixated on it.
Okay.
But then again, I do believe that we are supposed to be aware of it.
I think also when a particular reel is like in our feed, we tend to see it, and then there's more reels just popping up, more about crime that is happening around the world, and I think that can really affect us also in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a new theory which is called the collective stupidity. So it's about how the social media is having a very strong influence that you don't have an opinion. Okay, let it be on politics or on in terms of culture also. Even we blindly follow the leaders. We blindly follow a certain pattern. So we don't have our own identity, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe that is known as herd mindset.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we don't
Similar
have
to
like
that, yeah.
individual thinking.
Yeah.
We just follow along with whatever.
Yeah. Do you think that's
everybody's-
happening in your generation?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is. But I think a good example that goes against it is the most recent news in Nepal, where the government, I think they were banning
Toppled. The
social
government was
media.
toppled by the
Yes.
Gen Z.
So and the youth stepped up. Gen Z stepped up. So it's not that we as a generation, that the Gen Z don't care. Is that when we feel that we have to go against it. Like they took it in the matters into their own hands and they elected their new, leader. So I wouldn't say that we aren't totally aware. It's just that it's the mindset of the people that also matters, because when we want to get involved, we would get involved. And I think our voices are also should be allowed to be heard. So I think all of these factors come into it. But then again, it depends on the perspective of the people.
Yeah,
And
fine.
right now, I don't think we get as much opportunities
Yeah.
to actually step up and do stuff like that.
And us being the Gen Z, as she said,
Yeah.
many of we get silenced, I would say.
True.
More
Where we are
stereotyped.
stereotype,
Yeah.
we are often termed as the more carefree, careless
Yeah.
generation.
That's exactly my
So
point. Is
you either have an opinion,
yeah.
Or you don't.
or no, you either have an
Yeah.
opinion, or you're made to follow others' opinion. That's it.
That's
No, I think mostly you follow others' opinion because the social media has a very, very strong impact,
That's
Yeah.
isn't it? That is how you have the fan base
Yeah.
Right.
blindly
Right.
following, a particular culture or blindly following a
That
hero.
is true. Yeah.
yeah.
Or I think that's to do with the social media
I
again.
think that brings me back to what I said about perspective. So, personally, I wouldn't, follow along. I would have my own point of views. I would like to check my facts, see if it's right or wrong. So, I think it depends on the people that, it's sad to see that most of us are going with the herd mindset.
Yeah.
But it's the perspective that matters. So,
There
that
is still
really
a
plays
small minority which
Yeah.
goes into the situation and understands
Very
it
much,
deeply
yeah.
and brings out their opinion. But most times that minority gets silenced.
Yeah,
Because they're like,
exactly.
what do you know?
Yeah,
There are
right.
so many people who believe
Yeah.
in this. You shut up.
So we don't
Learn.
have opinions at all anymore.
Yeah.
We collectively tend to believe in a particular thing, whether it be a hero or whether it be a trend, whether it be a style. We tend to follow that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whether, even politicians for that matter, it depends on how they market themselves on the social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did the interview go, students? I'm sure that you two have your own perspective and stories on each topic they discussed here today. We teachers are excited to hear such stories from you, from the people you come across from all walks of life. So, how are you going to do that? As you know, the essential communication course you're taking in the first semester is offering you an assignment to interview people from different walks of life and document the same using multimedia. So, who are you going to interview then? It can be an individual or a group of people. Let's say, why don't you interview the conservancy workers who work hard to make our city clean? Then why don't you interview a group of fishermen who understand the sea and its wonders? Then why don't you interview a group of engineers who are involved in the metro rail construction in the city? Then why don't you interview a nursery owner who is instrumental in bringing different varieties of plants to us? Then why not your house help akka who is helping your amma at home? So these are the few examples of faces whom you can bring in to the interview. So finally, you may have a question again. How will I do it? It's not an individual job, students. It's a teamwork. You have to go through the same process the team behind this interview have gone through. So let me introduce the team behind this interview. Here comes Ajmal and Fidel. They are the cameramen of this particular interview. And we teachers are the directors of the interview. And along with that, we teachers had a brainstorming session on each topic to be discussed in the interview and the people to be featured. So students, you also have to go through the same process, go through the brainstorming session, fix the questions to be asked in the interview, find the people who you are going to interview, fix the location, then find the cameraman, find the editor and the director as well, and document the same and present it to the world. Once again, We teachers wish you all the best to come up with beautiful stories.